welcome back to my channel. How are you guys all doing? I hope you guys are all doing okay and having a beautiful day, night, wherever you guys may be. So today is January 14th that I am filming this. I am going to be talking a little bit about astrology and what's going on, a little bit of an energy update, you know, like the usual. And then I'll touch bases a little bit about what's going on with the twins and the twin flame journey, since, you know, I'm on the same journey as you guys. So as you can see, the sun is coming back and it's really bright. Actually, I should have closed the windows. Actually, it's actually getting a lot brighter. But overall, I'm happy that the sun is here. As you can see, I got my sunflower out. I'm actually really happy that I decided to, I don't know, I was just called to really wear yellow, or because I'm really feeling this solar plexus chakra, like Leo, infinite, like infinity energy, that type of thing. And I'll touch basis on why it's important that the sun is coming out right now. And the fact is that yesterday it actually snowed, so it's like, yeah, so it's really cold right now, especially where I'm at. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of the astrology and dive in right now. Okay, so we have entered the 111 portal already on January 11th, so we are heavily going through that. We just got over the full moon in Cancer that just happened, so that was quite heavy energy as well, and I hope that it was easy for you. You know, I know that it was quite hard for a lot of people. I know for me personally, like a lot of people in my life were really heavily affected by it, but I feel like I went through my purge moments a little bit earlier in the year before the full moon came, so it's like I had my turn already. But the thing is that I'm still going through it just like everybody else, with these heavy energies and stuff like that. So also on January 12th, that was when Saturn conjuncted Pluto. So that was a really important pivotal shift right then and there, which is why we're experiencing a lot of that Capricorn energy. I'm also getting that, you know, lately a lot of the Devil card has been popping out as well. So just as much as Capricorn is all about getting things done and getting things in order, it also is about recognizing that dark shadow side of ourselves and kind of like help to heal that in a way. And it's really forcing us to really dive deep and look at what it is that we have to heal about ourselves still. So so a lot of like not so self-serving thoughts, negative thought patterns are coming out. People are being tempted by like old addictions, old habits, things like that. So also Tower moments, things falling apart, lots of Scorpion energy. Okay, but yeah, Saturn is all about karma. Also anything that was built on any false foundation, whether that be like of a negative energy or negative vibration, all of karmic energy or karmic clearings is coming through. So the sun is pretty much illuminating the darkness right now and exposing things for what they truly are. So that's basically what that is. And Mars, I mentioned that Mars moved into Sagittarius around January 3rd, and Mars won't move out of Sagittarius until February 16th, by the way. So what I mean by that is that Mars also represents the divine masculine energy, so they are also going to be learning things from Father Jupiter and Sagittarius until then. Okay, Venus is actually, it just moved to Pisces yesterday, by the way, so I'm glad I caught that. So Venus was in Aquarius for quite some time, right, which is why I was getting, of course we're going to be going to Aquarius season pretty soon. However, Venus is quite ahead right now. Mars is trying to catch up with her. So right now I'm actually feeling quite hoarse in my throat chakra, so I'm actually I know that that's not my energy. Okay, I feel like that's the divine masculine energy. But Venus is moving into Pisces January 13th, and this will last all the way until February 7th. Okay, Aquarius season starts on January 21st, by the way, so almost there. And the Aquarius new moon is January 24th. If you haven't seen my previous videos, everything will be linked below. Especially I did a reading on the Aquarius new moon energy for the twins, so if you feel guided to, go ahead, and the link is down below on there. Mercury is also moving from Capricorn to Aquarius, which is on January 16th, so there's a lot of transits and a lot of different transformation going on right now. And also on top of that, the Chinese New Year, that's on January 25th, which is going to be in the year of the rat. And that comes with a lot of, you know, other things as well. So, and then I don't really touch bases into like first quarter and third quarter moons. I just seen a crow like fly by, or a raven, but whatever that was. I don't really touch bases on first or third quarter, but however, I'm going to mention that the third quarter moon is on January 17th, by the way. So there's just so much going on in the air. So if you are feeling like being pulled in many different directions and you just feel you're up and down, up and down, up and down like a roller coaster, just know that that's quite normal, okay? So now that I got that done, we are still in Capricorn season, so keep that in mind, okay? Animals that I've been seeing are foxes, wolves. Wolves have been, because the full moon in Cancer was actually called the wolf moon, and I didn't realize that until it came and everything like that. So that explains why I was getting a lot of wolf channelings and stuff like that. So it makes perfect sense, okay? So also wolves represent the DM energy as well, okay? Vampires have been quite a symbolism as well. I'll get right into that. It's kind of like going hand in hand with the devil energy. Like you are now noticing more so of like people who are of energy vampires, those that are like draining you of your energy, and kind of you're just recognizing and it's being illuminated to you exactly who it is that's been taking from you, or pretty much diminishing all of your energy in that way, in that aspect, whether that be a karmic relationship, whether that be a karmic place, or whatever, be a job that's not serving you anymore, or a way of thinking is not serving you anymore, like that. I would constitute as something like that, like more of a vampire type way of sucking out precious energy that we need in order to be sustained, you know. Whales have been quite heavy as well. Black cats. Phoenixes, of course, have been quite a theme. Crows, I've just seen one just now. Eagles as well. Eagles, I mentioned a lot, that is also my family's totem in a way, or spirit animal. So eagles are quite sacred animals as well. Butterflies, representing new beginnings and transformation energy, that scorpion energy. And also snakes. So I've been seeing a lot of snakes a lot lately, and snakes again ties into that energy vampire thing, like finding out that there's snakes in the grass and everything like that. So but also snakes are not bad as well, because they're seen as cunning and very clever. And also snakes represent that shedding of the skin, shedding of the old in order to welcome the new as well. And also snakes represent that Kundalini activation awakening, which is part of the awakening process as well. So if you feel guided to Kundalini awakenings, I would definitely wake that up. Not wake that up. Search that up. So I guess someone's waking up. But it's pretty much a depiction of a snake going up from the root of your spine all the way up, all the way to the crown chakra. So I'm noticing that, you know, there's a lot of like activations going on right now, especially in the chakra area, especially in the crown chakra and the solar plexus. That's been quite heavy lately as well. So music and anime or drama that I've been watching, of course I mentioned Twilight and everything like that. One song that has been popping up quite often is called Clair de Lune, and I don't know if people know that, but it's a classic piece, a piano piece is how I would like to listen to it, but it's classical music pretty much. And Clair de Lune also represents moonlight, I believe, if translated into English. So that has been channeled to me quite often, is Clair de Lune. And for some reason also I was guided to put that into my Twin Flame playlist as well, which is also linked in the box below if you're curious. But it showed up in Twilight, so I've been reading the series. I've been guided to read the series again, but it showed up when Edward was playing that song in his car, and Bella noticed it and pointed it out, and he was saying that it was one of his favorite songs, like it reminded him of his mother or something of that sort. But either or, Clair de Lune, I'll link in it below if I remember, because my memory is like a goldfish sometimes. Okay, so another anime that I really recommend to watch, and it's also on Netflix if you have Netflix, is Hanabi, which is like fireworks in a way. Which is Hanabi, fireworks. I hopefully people can find it. I don't think that's the full name, but all I remember is that Hanabi means fireworks in Japanese. And then The Untamed. The Untamed, I always recommend this show now, especially for the twin journeys, especially for same-sex twins. That is a great show to depict of the divine feminine, divine masculine, and the dynamic in a way, but told in like an ancient love story. So if you feel guided to, that's all on Netflix as well. It's called The Untamed, okay? Or known as, like, I don't want to butcher the Chinese names, but I'm not gonna say it. Okay. So numerology is 111, 1111. Of course, that's been popping up. 222, 333, 444, 555, 666, 717, 808 or 888, 999, 1010s, 1001s, 1221, 121, 420. Also, lots of things that have been popping up the most is the 111 because of the portal. 717 or 777, which represents, you know, awakenings. Also, it's a very lucky number as well. They're showing me koi fishes to represent the sevens. 555, which represents conflict that comes with change, okay? Getting that tower energy. Also fighting within your thoughts and your emotions and feelings. So then also 1001, so representing mirrored numbers. So you guys, the counterparts, are mirroring one another to a T right now. So you guys are integrating more and more, even if you guys don't realize it and you're not seeing like physically, like you guys are not connecting physically in the 3D. You guys are still integrating in the 5D right now. So I'm seeing like how they showed me is they're showing me like an Amazon packaging system, like, so your delivery is in transit in a way. So that's what they're showing me right now. Okay, anywho, tarot cards that have been popping out is the Star and Sun card quite often, 4 of Wands, Strength card, Queen of Wands, and the King of Cups. So that's that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and that Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy coming out right now. The Fool and Death card, the Ace of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and then also the 10 of Pentacles, World card, and 2 of Cups. So there's a lot of tarot cards that have been popping out. Now, mind you, I have been cutting back on a lot of my tarot readings just because, out of like health reasons, and also because it's not healthy to always like check up on something like all the time daily. I just think that that's just me. Like, I like to space things out, you know, and pace it out. That way it's not like an everyday thing, because I feel you get to that point where you don't feel the need to check up on your counterpart all the time, like spiritually or physically or just that type of thing. So it's realizing of being detached but knowing that you're connected to all things. Okay, so this whole thing, by the way, of this time period is, especially with Pluto, is releasing control on this journey. Whether you're a twin or not, doesn't matter. It's a label. You know, don't emphasize so much on the labels and stuff like that. But yeah, so crystals that I've been heavily working with, weirdly enough, is sodalite. So sodalite, which is this blue thing. So this is like that, I'm getting that Mercury, like communication type thing going on, like that throat chakra type thing. So yeah, and I just looked to my right and I'm seeing a spider run down my wall. Gross. I mean, I like all animals, but spiders are just kind of like, eh, to me. Okay, I'll let it chill over there. And then also rose quartz. So this also is associated with a lot of heart chakra activations, because mind you, you and your counterpart both share heart chakra heavily. So if you've been feeling that heavy, like I can't breathe, or like also getting that chest pain type thing. Now, if you're getting chest pains, I suggest to go check at the doctor first to see if there's nothing wrong, okay? But these heart chakra activations are a little bit different, all right? So I've been working with this, okay? And yeah, so One thing for sure though, for the chakras that are being activated the most for the feminine is the crown, the solar, sacral, root, and heart chakra. And for masculines, it is the third, solar, sacral, root, heart, and throat. So they're kind of going through that whole process of the Kundalini awakening. Like, now I know feminines, they kind of like started before, so they're kind of a little bit of ahead in the journey. But mind you, when the divine masculine goes through his awakening, it's a little bit more of a harsher process. However, and it's a little bit more of a slower process. I'm getting that Nine of Pentacles vibe, like it's really slow. However, when the masculine does wake up on this journey and he does go through his awakening, I want feminines to keep in mind that masculines, the way that they wake up is a lot different than the way that we do. Okay, when they wake up, it's like an automatic, like, speed up, quick, like, just fucking quick. Like, I don't know how to explain it. When they get it and they're like, oh, I get it, they get it, they'll run with it, and they're take off running. So the thing is that we start off on the journey, right? We help to activate and get them going, and they go through their own process. But when they wake up and they catch up to us, they really catch up to us, okay? If not, they probably will just hit the ground running and going way past you, if anything. So it's important not to underestimate the divine masculines is when they're going through their awakening, when they fully learn to let go of their ego and become that, you know, well-balanced masculine child. Let me tell you, there's nothing sexier than an awakened masculine who knows how to balance out his ego and intuitive side and knows the difference between unconditional love and everything like that, like dark and light. That there's nothing sexier than that. But however, I want to make it very clear that when they're awakened, okay, and they're gonna get going. So but the spirit's telling me right now, feminines, you think you're ready, okay? But when the masculine, when he's ready, it's like, come on, get your shoes on, get your jacket on, get your shit, and let's go, like that type of thing. Spiritually, not like physically. It could be physically, because I'm getting a lot of moving vibes, like people wanting to move lately, or looking for places to live in a different place. But right now they're showing me like it's like a go, it's gonna go fast type of thing. So okay, I just wanted to make that clear. One crystals that spirit is telling me right now, they're telling me to go back on the crystal topic: lapis lazuli, tiger's eye, obsidian, aquamarine, and citrine. Now if you feel guided to look at all of those I just listed, go ahead, but definitely lapis lazuli has been a heavy crystal that spirit has been telling me to go ahead and work with, okay? So if you feel guided to, I think lapis lazuli is also like a bluish color too. It's like a bluish greenish, it's like a weird color mixture. So I feel like that also has to do with the communication and the throat chakra activations going on for the DM. Okay, so symbols that have been popping out, of course, is a star, the train, the Trinity, of course, marriage, wedding rings, been quite heavy. The air is very fertile, so a lot of fertile energy, so be careful, feminines. You could get pregnant a lot easier around this time. But also it's fertile enough for you guys to birth a brand new life, or whether that be a new job, new career, just a new life in general, like whatever. Anything new, getting that new energy, like that full energy, that Aries energy. So that's pretty much what that is, along with the death energy. So it's like that infinity of, you know, the end is the beginning is the end, death, birth, death, you know, that type of thing. Roses are quite heavy, like a lot of flowers, synchronicities, also lockets. So if you have a personal connection to lockets, just know that that might be a past life tie, especially I'm getting more of a 1800s type of feel. I know I love lockets, like this is a locket right here. I have personal connections to lockets. However, I'm seeing lots of lockets of all types, like something that's connected to holding something like of memory, like a keepsake or an heirloom, like something that's passed down from generation to generation. That's what I'm seeing right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this right now because you know how the dealio. Okay. So if you have personal ties to like 1800s, I've been getting a shit ton. I'll go into what the feminines are going through right now, but I've been getting a shit ton of past life visions of the 1800s or the 1700s, whatever it is, 1600. It's like 1800s and further back. Okay, so it's like old. Okay. And also again with the rings, seeing a lot of engagement rings, wedding rings, just rings in general. I did mention before in my previous video that I was guided to tell my mother that my ring size is an 8, which represents the infinity sign. So again, having to do with the infinite connection of both the counterparts, and just like it's like an unbreakable tie. Does that make sense? Like that red string of fate type of tie thing. So lighthouses have been quite heavy. I did mention divine feminine. You do represent the lighthouse that leads to your divine masculine home, because he's at sea right now and he's drowning and he's going through his own little death ego process right now, and that's hard. Okay, it's painful, and it's also painful for divine feminines because the only thing we can do is really watch. It's like that process of you're seeing your counterpart, your divine masculine, he or she, doesn't matter the gender, drowning and lost at sea, and you can't really do much other than pray that they make it safely back home. And yeah, you can't really control much about that. So it's like watching your counterpart die in front of you, in a way, go through a death. And if that resonates with someone from their past life too, like if you had to witness a loved one or your counterpart or your twin flame, like in past lives and stuff like that, die, I'm getting visions of that, like someone crying, like hysterically and really wailing, like I'm hearing wailing of someone that was dear to them that passed on. So I know that we all lose people, we all lose loved ones, but this is something different. This is more so past life, like lovers type thing, like witnessing your soulmate dying in front of you type thing, or more so you not being able to say goodbye. I don't know. It's like that type of feeling that I'm getting. It's really sad, actually. But anywho, so I feel exhausted. All of these energies, if you feel exhausted and you're having insomnia and you're having sleepless nights, that 9 of Swords energy, sometimes anxiety, fluctuations of anxiety. If you have anxiety, you know what that feels like. Going up and down, like I said, like an emotional roller coaster is really what it feels like right now. Sometimes I'm very energetic, like I have a lot of energy, and then something just snaps and I'm like back to ground zero in a way. So yeah. So it's just one thing that they're trying to emphasize is that it's perfect timing for the fact that yesterday was the 13th and it was the first snowfall of the year where I'm at in Washington, and I thought to myself, what better day than to start snowing because of this cold energy that you're feeling, like a distant, like emotionally distant type energy, especially since the divine masculines are emotionally and physically distant right now because they are in hermit mode and they are going within and they're going through their process right now. Okay, but the snow also represents the change of the seasons. So I'm getting like different seasons, like witnessing summer go to fall, and then the leaves fall, and then fall go to winter, and then snow, and then after that what comes up. It's that quote from Fruits Basket, Toru, where she asks, no, it wasn't Toru, it was one of the characters, Hotori. What does snow become when it melts? And usually people say water. Some people say, yeah, pretty much a puddle. I don't know. It's like whatever. What does snow become when it melts? And one response that she did out of everybody that's different is that she says it becomes spring. So it's that figurative saying of the sun always comes up. So you have faith that the sun always comes up. You have faith that the moon always comes up at night. You have faith that, you know, the snow will melt and that spring will come. It's that notion of all that coldness will melt away. You know, that icy heart that I'm feeling is melting away. And it's so funny. I actually, okay, pause. I gotta show you guys. One thing that they told me to come out with is like some of my charms that I had collected some charms and stuff like that. But when I say icy heart, I thought this was perfect to depict what an icy heart is. And this is something that I've had for a long time, for years. But it is like a crystal heart, a blue crystal heart, and it looks like an icy heart, pretty much. So, pretty much saying that this is going to be melting into spring. So, which is that what? That fertile energy. What happens with spring? It's that manifestation energy, that fertile time, growth, budding out from the surface, coming out from the surface, you know, blooming, like that type of thing. Flowers, you know, that's associated with spring as well. But it's having faith that just like us, we change like the seasons. Humans are not meant to stay the same and stagnant. They're meant to grow and change, just like the seasons do. So Spirit is pretty much really emphasizing on that fact that it has now snowed, and 13 represents Scorpion, which is death, the death card in the tarot deck. So it's that death, cold energy, but it shall melt away into spring. So more warmth will come. Okay, so they wanted me to emphasize on that, and I did collect a lot of snow water, so you can use snow water for your manifestations and your rituals and everything like that, or your spiritual baths, that type of thing. So yeah, anywho, I'm going to go into dive deep a little bit about what's going on with the divine feminine, divine masculine, and kind of separately of what's going on, so that we can get a better picture of what the air and the energy that's going on right now. So divine feminines, lately I have been tearing from my right eye. I checked it, there's no hair, there's no like nothing going on with the eye or anything like that, but my right eye tends to tear up every now and then, and it will just start crying, like, and my left eye is completely dry. Now they did, you know, spiritually we do say that the right side of the body is the masculine and the left side of the body is the feminine, but typically I think the right side of the brain is the feminine, the left side of the brain is the masculine. So it's like a switch, but for the body is what I'm talking about. So my right eye has been crying, and I feel like that represents the masculine side of myself, and also physically my masculine outside of myself is going through that purge moment, right? Releasing and letting go. So they could be crying. So if you have been hearing crying, or you, oh my gosh, that's bright. If you have been hearing crying and everything like that, or you just been crying out of nowhere and you know that that's not your energy, that could be connected to the divine masculine, vice versa, okay? But also it represents like the divine masculine energy is releasing certain things, okay? So 818 is on the clock as I'm talking. So it's like that right now, when I said 818 and the sun's coming out, it's like that Leo energy, that sun energy, masculine energy, illuminations, things becoming clear now. So Venus is moving into Pisces, like I said. Also, I'm getting Spirit right now is asking us to get into that Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups type of energy, also Queen of Pentacles, but really Spirit wants you to balance out and kind of know how to flow through all queens in order to make that Empress, okay? Same vice versa for divine masculines, knowing when to flow in and out of certain kings, like King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, like certain aspects, in order to flow through those different types of energies in order to create a balance of the Emperor, you know? But mainly right now around this time, it's a lot of for the divine feminines, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands energy. So a little bit of Queen of Swords here and there. But fighting negative thinking patterns, so please don't self-sabotage. Try not to be so much in your head. Like I said, overthinking, that negative entities and energies will take advantage of that low vibration that you're feeling in order to plant certain things in your head to mess with you, to fuck with you, whether that be in the dream state or telepathically, or, you know, that type of thing. So just be you don't have to be, it's impossible to be high vibration all the time, okay? That's impossible. That's not what I'm asking. It's just feeling your emotions and then letting them go and then allowing for new things to come in, okay? It's like filtration type of system going on. So don't fight the current. Okay, when the negative thought pops up, it doesn't mean that it's true, okay? Your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. You are not, okay? I mean, you are, like, your thoughts are a part of you, but you are not your thoughts, and it doesn't mean that every thought is true, okay? So keep that in mind. So again, gathering that courage energy, that solar plexus chakra energy, that courage in order to forgive and move on from the past is quite important right now. Past life regression, like a lot of downloads and vision wise. Also, why I say that forgiveness is a big key right now, because Venus is going into Pisces. It's actually, Venus is already in Pisces right now as I speak. And it's all about compassion, forgiveness, and trust. It's all about having compassion for yourself and others, trusting in the journey, in your path, in yourself and others, and also forgiving those who, yourself for hurting, or forgiving others for hurting you, you know, that type of thing. It's letting go and forgiving, and Pisces energy is going to help us with that, because Pisces is all about diving deep. Pisces is all about going really within, okay? And Pisces also is a water sign, so that's that healing energy, that mothering energy, you know, feminine energy, that type of thing. So it's a lot of healing going on, okay? And also releasing fear is quite important for both counterparts. It doesn't matter. When I say counterparts, I mean both the divine masculine energy and divine feminine. We both have divine masculine and divine feminine energy, so it's important to work on both aspects of that. It just so happens that your counterpart is a representation of that energy outside of you, okay? So, but releasing fear is quite important, so choosing love over fear is very important, okay? And it's all about going back to that 0 point of ground zero, which is that full energy, the zero, which is, I'm getting that clock of a clock, like reversing all the way back to zero. So it's kind of like that type of thing, like that tower energy, knocking out till there's nothing, zero, and then starting up again. So building up again, okay? So right now, also physically, along with the tiredness feeling and stuff like that, I'm getting that heavy shoulders, like heavy neck, like pain. So I know that that's associated with you carrying too much burdens. It's that 10 of Wands thing. So you could be holding on to certain things, divine feminine. However, I feel like it could be connected to the divine masculine, since he is holding on to quite a lot of things from the past in order to let go. But it also could be connected to us as well, since we also have to learn to let go of things as well. But it's that heavy shoulder feeling of feeling like there's something, like a heavy burden that I'm carrying, and it needs to be let go. Like there's like a lot of pressure is what I'm feeling. So divine masculines right now, Mars is in Sagittarius, so that is also, I'm getting the Temperance card, so a lot of healing energy going on. Also, divine masculines have been heavily working with their angels and their spirit guides, especially Archangel Michael is what I'm getting a lot of the times, because Archangel Michael is helping them speaking their truth and standing their ground, setting boundaries, and also helping them to cut out people, places, and things that are not going to be serving them when they go on to this journey, with or without the feminine, okay? So also with the divine masculine, I'm feeling more of that Scorpion water energy, so that death energy, that tower energy. Also, the Sun card has been popping out quite heavily for the divine masculine, so they're going through enlightenment. Also, the Hangman reverse, so being able to see from a higher perspective in that aspect. So transformation a lot. They also are working on their strength too, so they also are having solar plexus chakra activations as well. So awakenings, realizations, lots of downloads. I'm also feeling a lot of resentment and anger coming from the divine masculine, so a lot of anger energy and resentment for like the hurt and pain that the divine feminine caused, as well as past hurt from other karmic energies or other people in general who have hurt the divine masculine, especially that mothering energy as well. Like I'm getting that Queen of Cups, like that connection of healing of mother, like if possibly the divine masculine had a rough connection with their mother growing up, that is trying to be healed and mended, or just pretty much, yeah, they're going through that healing process of that mothering energy. So they're getting more connected with their divine feminine energy is what I'm seeing. So getting more into their emotions. Okay, so they're tapping into that. And especially if you've been numb for so long and you never really were taught, or just never really tapped into your emotions. When you've been numb for so long, like that ice, and you've been iced up for so long and it thaws out, that's painful. It's people think that, oh, that's like, it's nice, like all of a sudden it's all warmth and everything. It is. However, that thawing out process is just as painful as that burning up process for the phoenix. Okay. So that melting process, it can bring out a lot of pain, okay, is what I'm saying. So they're going through that Nine of Swords, possibly not sleeping at night, insomnia, anxiety, like bouts of anxiety here and there, overthinking in their head a lot of the times, just like you, divine feminine, as well, because you guys mirror one another. But they are going through purging out old thinking, old behaviors, old beliefs, just going through those karmic endings, okay? And they are also releasing fear along with you, okay? So also right now they are telling me to mention, like, I'm gonna go into quotes that they have been giving me, and I've been hearing clairaudiently, okay? Because I normally don't talk about what I hear clairaudiently, but I'll talk about what I've been hearing in my head, voice-wise, okay? Also, that clock, like I said, that is that, like a clock tower is what I'm getting, and also the infinity sign, of course, but angel wings. So people, like, I feel like the divine feminine or the divine masculine, they're gaining their wings back. So it's like, I don't know, it's not like a fallen angel, but it's like that vibe of, say for instance, a fallen angel falling in love with a human, that type of thing. Now, how they would describe it is if Scorpio fell in love with Venus. Yeah, so what's that one? It's like if death and life were together. Does that make sense? So it would be considered yin and yang, like complete opposites. So the divine masculine kind of is like giving me that vibe of like that. I'm not calling them the devil or any of that matter, but it's they are giving me like, I'm feeling like a fallen angel type vibe. Like I fell down. I was up high and I fell down. Okay? And the divine feminine was opposite. They were down and now they're going high. So it's like I said, that up and down roller coaster type thing. And yeah, so they're telling me to talk about, mentioning a little bit about that, but gaining your wings, wanting to fly away, wanting that freedom, because it's that Eight of Swords energy, that illusions, cutting through that bullshit illusion energy, and realizing that you are free to fly at any point in time. Of course there's delays and everything like that, but also with wings and everything like that, when you gain your wings, you can't fly off right away. That's something that I mentioned with butterflies. They'll die if they fly off right away after they come out of the cocoon. They kind of have to rest a little bit, rest their wings before they like go off and take flight, vice versa. So say for instance a baby bird, if it's pushed out too soon, it can die, like especially if it doesn't know how to fly properly. You have to know how to use the wings before takeoff. Does that make sense? Okay, there we go. So the channel quotes I've been hearing clairaudiently is your mind. It's more of like that possessive energy of that's more of a DM energy I'm getting. Is I'm hearing your mind, like your mind and no one else's. It's not it's possessive, but I'm not talking about in that abusive type of way. Like, I'm not going to share you with anybody. However, it's like I got my eyes locked on target. Is what they're saying. And you are worthy of love. So the divine has been saying that quite often, especially to me. and saying that they've been saying this to a lot of counterparts, you are worthy of love. Like, there will be times where you feel like you're not, especially from past experiences and stuff like that. And there comes a time where we feel like we don't deserve love because of the way that we've acted in the past, or the way that we, I don't know, it's just more of that self-blaming type of energy that I'm getting. But it's learning to forgive yourself. You can't forgive others without forgiving yourself first and foremost, okay? That's like putting the carriage in front of the horse, okay? So that's starts with you and then outside of you, okay? Also, I'm gonna pause this, hold on. Okay, I don't want to make this too long, all right? And I'm gonna go ahead and end this pretty soon. One last thing that they are wanting me to show you guys is also they are giving me symbolism for a lot of like keys and a lock. So I've been seeing a key and a lock, and for some reason at first I was mixing it up because I was thinking to myself like, okay, I guess the key represents the masculine and the lock represents the feminine. Okay, but it could go vice versa, right? So Spirit says it doesn't matter who's the key and who's the lock, either or. It's just the fact that it goes together, and you can't unlock it without the key. And if you don't have the key, then there's no way to unlock the lock. Okay, so so they, again, this is part of my charms and stuff like that. So I'm giving you a physical representation of what I mean is that. Also, the Divine Feminine can represent the key, the missing piece, the missing key to help unlock whatever it is of, whether that be not only for your counterpart, but information. Like I said, that unlocking of new information, new gifts possibly, unlocking new visions to your past life. So getting more downloads on your past life. Possibly they're saying more of like, since it's a lot of Aquarius energy, that star, getting connected to more of your starseed origins as well, knowing where you came from, that type of thing. So unlocking secrets, things like High Priestess energy, unlocking certain secrets, okay? I'm getting that High Priestess as well, like the Divine Feminine representing someone who is the holder of a lot of secrets. And you know, it just depends vice versa on who is willing to unlock, who is willing to show the effort to unlock with the key, okay? And who has the key and who has the lock is really the question. Is what I'm asking Spirit, okay? But I know that they're not going to tell me because, you know, Spirit, like they withhold certain information when you're not ready to hear. You feel like, especially if you feel like you're running around in circles and you're trying to find an answer and you're just not getting it, it usually means that you need to release control and just kind of go with the flow and just kind of, it is what it is right now, okay? It is cold and stagnant right now, but there will be movement, okay? Spring will come, is what they're saying. Spring is coming. It is on the way. It is in transit, is what Spirit is saying. Ooh, spring is in transit. Oh my gosh. That's very important. But I believe that it's everything that I have got to say so far for this energy update. I am not going to do a tarot reading. I think that the past tarot readings that I've done, especially with the Aquarius new moon, still stands for right now as far as energy goes. But I kind of wanted to jump in, and I was guided to talk about more of what's going on astrology wise and yada yada. So okay, lots of heavy energy, okay, so hang in there, all right? But there will always be a brighter day, okay? So much love to you guys, all right? And stay safe. Please stay safe out there, and protect your energy, protect yourself, and stay up on that self-care, okay? And make sure to take care of yourself, all right? Just as much as you want to take care of others, make sure that you're good, just as much, okay? So peace. See you guys in my next video. Bye.
That's right. That's right. I know it seems hard sometimes, but remember one thing. Through every dark night, there's a bright day after that. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. I see you reminiscing, and I hope you're listening. In the position of pressure and all.